Welcome to Coffee with the CEO, where we sit down with the industry leaders and entrepreneurs to explore their journeys and insight. I'm Dimant.
I'm Harni Joyce.
Today, we are thrilled to have a special guest, Ms. Priyanka, the visionary behind Café Kazoku.
From crafting the perfect cup of coffee to creating a community hub, Ms. Priyanka has transferred their passion into a thriving business.
Join us as we delve into the story, discuss the challenges and triumph of running a cafe, and uncover what makes the coffee and the cafe and their approach truly unique. Grab your cup of coffee and settle in for an inspiring conversation. So, I would like to welcome Ms. Priyanka for the interview. Welcome. Please. So, before getting into the interview, I would like to ask you, Ms. Priyanka, to just introduce yourself and give a brief about the cafe.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Priyanka Mukhya, and I am the CEO/owner of a small cafe that's in Bengaluru, that is Café Kazoku. So it's been some months that I've opened up the cafe, and yes, I have passion for food and cooking. So that is what drove me to have something of my own.
Great. So first of all, thank you, Ms. Priyanka, for being here with us. And I'm really excited to know about the industry and about the cafe and your backstory. So we are really thankful.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm looking forward to talking with you guys.
Yeah, great. So first of all, before beginning the interview, I would like to know the meaning behind the name that you have gone for.
Okay. So the meaning behind the name Café Kazoku, it's basically family. So I started this with my father and my sister, and they helped me out, to run the business. So yes, I wanted the cafe name to be special, something that I can relate to. So hence, it's a Japanese word for family. That is what the name means.
How do you differentiate your cafe from other shops in this area?
Okay, so here's a very interesting thing about something different that is about my cafe is I serve Himalayan food, authentic Himalayan food. So I am from Darjeeling, and we eat momo, chow mein, thukpa. So all these food are our staple food. But I was a bit surprised to when I came out of my hometown to see all of this food are labeled as street food. Like people just come sit and eat. So I wanted to give some twist to that. So I wanted a place wherein people can just come, experience the taste of the Himalayas, and along with good service, and which is very important. So yes, you can come here to have a plate of momos, but that won't be sitting outside with dusty, windy weather and all that. You will have a nice place to sit, chill with your friends, gossip while enjoying hot steaming momos. So I think that is where my cafe differentiates from the others. Yes.
Great to know that. So, what inspired you to open this cafe, or how did you actually, of course, there's a lot of planning which goes before
Yes.
opening something or starting a new business, and you were before this you were into corporate and all. And
Yes.
how did you decide onto opening a cafe and so on?
Okay.
Can you enlighten about?
Yeah,
all that?
sure. So ever since I was a kid, I always dreamt of having something of my own. Like I used to play games wherein I'd prepare that French fries and food and all of that. Alright, so ever since I was a kid, I love playing games that is food related. So I have a great passion for food and cooking, and I just love experiencing different flavors. So, having a business of my own, yes, it was always in the back of my mind, but I never thought when. But recently, a lot of the incidents happened in my life where I actually thought, I've waited a long time, let me just do it. Like, there's not going to be another day, there's no one day. It has to be today, and that is what actually accelerated my journey to open up a cafe. And that is when the cafe hunting began. And the idea was always there, but the execution was something I always struggled with. But yes, with God's grace, everything happened in the right time. So that is, yeah.
As I came here, I went through a menu card. You had different names. How could you name it so differently? It was new for me. For hearing it.
So I come from a marketing field wherein we had to market a lot of products. So I'm very thankful for the corporate experience that I had over the years, in which I interacted with a lot of people. So yes, when it came to naming the menu, I was very keen on focusing on certain things. Like just a few example, I like in our cafe we serve noodles, which is also known as chow mein, but I kind of named it like Darjeeling style chow mein. Why I did that? Because that is how we make it exactly in Darjeeling. You know, there's I think India is very known for its diverse culture. You have a dosa, but you will find 100 varieties of dosa. So that is what I played with when it came to name. Like I wanted to serve authentic food, but also like making it a bit interesting. Like another example would be Darjeeling steam momos. So we all know momos are steamed. It's a very like general knowledge, but still just keeping the name there makes it very interesting for the people to read it. So yeah, I think it comes from my marketing experience which I had, that I used it in naming it.
Okay, so the next question that I would like to ask is what were the key steps in your business planning in process? So yeah, about that please.
Okay, so few things that I really had to, which is super important to me, was finding the location. Because like a cafe is a physical place, I didn't open a cloud kitchen. If it was a cloud kitchen.
So yeah, so next question is how long did it take you to complete the cafe, to complete this cafe, and what were the crucial steps for the same?
Okay, it took me about 1 to 2 months to finally get everything done, and I think the main things to be remembered when it comes to opening a business or cafe, first thing, it has to be finance, which I did make pretty like minor mistakes. And you have to be so sure on the numbers whenever you are starting something. You have to know what amount will go where, what is the total expenses, or what could be the total expenses once you start. So I think being having a strong hand in finance, it's very important. Now second thing is doing the market research. Now when it comes to market research, it involves having the location of the place that I started in. So I think it took me about a week or so. I had figured out what location I wanted, but I wanted a place with good visibility. So I tried everything. I went to online apps, I walked, I searched the places, I used my contacts, and yes, so location is pretty important. Then once that is done, is finding people to do the job. So you can, again, it comes back to the finance part. There are 2-3 people to do your job, but the quality of the work, how much they would charge. So it's really important for you to just be there and for you to do things yourself, because when you are doing something, it's your baby, like you have to be invested in that. So mainly these are the few things which are very important.
How do you manage your daily life and this cafe maintaining?
Honestly, it's been tough. Like I feel I haven't slept properly in quite some time, and very justable, I think. Okay, honestly, it's been quite tough. I'm not kidding. Like I haven't slept. I haven't had a proper sleep in weeks, as I should say. But again, it's a part of the journey. Since like we have just initially started, so that's why I am right now. I have to spend a lot of my time here. I have very helpful staff, wonderful staff, people that I work with. They are also very dedicated. But again, since it is the initial phase, I have to be there to make sure the things are done, to make sure everything is in set, because it will take time for any business to reach a point where everything is so systematic. So yes, balancing personal life and professional has been a bit of a task for me, but I'm sure it will get better. So I'm still learning every day.
Okay. So next question is, how did you budget for your startup cafe, or the startup cost? Because of course it involves a lot of planning, and you have to have the resources. So yeah, about that, please.
Okay, so as I told you, I was in corporate for quite some years. I think that really helped me save up. Now I'm someone who does a lot of saving, and I also tell other people about it, especially my sisters. So that habit kind of helped me, and I'm so thankful I didn't have to take any loans. Also, it's a very small cafe which I started, which did not require a lot of investment like other cafes or restaurants do. So over the years, I saved amount from my salary. I did a lot of freelancing work because I was in marketing, and I would just save up little, and over the time I had enough money to actually invest in something. So that is how I managed.
How do you build relationship between your customers?
Okay. I am an extrovert person. I love talking to people, and I currently handle the serving part, which I love doing it. So I think asking feedback is very important to customers, and that is how a conversation flows. So whenever a customer comes, have food, and they're just chilling and talking, and everything's done, and once they ask for the bill, I go out to them and proactively and talk to them. Hey, how was the food? Is it your first time here? Did you like it? I think, it all comes naturally. Like, I don't have set ki I'll talk with them these things. It's like when you just ask them the feedback, they'll tell something in return, and that is how a conversation flows. And I am lucky to have so many repeating customers. Yeah.
So to continue on this same question, you said that you asked the customers for the reviews and all.
Yes.
So okay, if you start a business, there's two types of comments. That one is the positive and the negative side.
Yes.
So of course, positive sides, comments makes us happy, and we are like everyone is really happy to hear it. But on the other side, negative comments too are there. So how do you cope up with that? How do you face that? Or how do you accept that?
That's a very nice question. So yes, I have received some negative comments, negative reviews, and how I deal with it is I try to understand what exactly went wrong. Like, was it the food, was it the service, or was there delay in the service, or what exactly was it? Because I believe that if we focus on that review and if we actually take some steps to correct it, that is going to avoid a lot of the future reviews. So negative feedbacks are a part of the business. You can't avoid. You can't make everyone happy, and sometimes everything's good, but people just won't like your food, and that is extremely fine. We all have different tastes. So I think even the negative feedbacks, I take it quite positively, because criticism is very important, and usually my thought process is I work on that. I try to understand what is the root cause, why is there even a negative review, what is it about, and then I try to work on it.
What advice would you give if here now everybody is starting a new startup business? What advice would you like to give for them?
Okay, for people who are starting their own businesses.
Yeah.
I think in the initial phases, you should really forget about your sleep. You're not going to get that. And you're going to get a lot of calls. You are going to be tired. You will not have time to talk with your friends or even family. So I think, you have to be prepared mentally for everything to come. There might be some days where you might have zero sales. You might not have anything at all, and there might be some items lying there. Like, I can't tell you the number of problems that you can face, but it's all about you have to be passionate in what you do. You have to love doing that, and not just for the heck of I'll get rich, I'll get money. That is not going to work. So you have to be very passionate, and you have to love what you do, and you have to be prepared for things to come. So, but it is quite a journey, I can tell you that, and it'll be a lot of fun to deal with those problems.
So another question that I would like to ask you is that what you sell a lot of, you offer a lot of items to your customers. So which dish or which item do you think is the most popular among the customers?
Okay, I think there's one particular dish. It's called thukpa. So it's a Nepali dish and very famous in Darjeeling, Sikkim. So these are soupy noodles. These are just the noodle, but very soupy and very flavorful. So I didn't think people would like thukpa a lot. That was not then. Like momo, everyone has obsession. Like momo, I love chowmin and all. But I noticed that here, especially my customers, my guests, they just love thukpa. They find it very comforting. The days when they're not feeling well, they just wanna, not have very spicy any food. They just come and eat a bowl of thukpa, and it's very filling and it's very healthy too. So we don't add any artificial colors. It's all boiled vegetables, the noodles, and the flavors there. So thukpa is one of our best sellers, and the other one would be Alfredo pasta, which my dad makes, and it's really tasty. So those two are our best sellers here.
How do you promote your cafe?
Okay, I do a lot of. I have a YouTube channel for my cafe. I am also active on Instagram, social media pages. But I think the topmost thing should be Google. Google my business. It's very important to keep your cafe out there, because I myself, when I go to some places, I do research on Google. Reviews are the first thing that we see, right? So yeah, I have sorted some of the things, like social media marketing, I do it, and then Google. And the third and the most important thing can be talking about your business. So wherever you go, whenever you meet a chance, I think you should tell people, if they ask you, tell about your business, what, how is it, where is it located, and that is in itself a marketing. So once the customer comes and tries your food and eat it, then they are bound to come again, if the quality is really nice. So yeah, you have to be a marketer for yourself. You have to be shameless when you're in this industry. Yeah.
Okay, so you have given a lot of insights about all this. So I would like to, this is one of the last questions. So because you are busy, so the last question that I would like to ask you is there something that you wish you knew before, getting into the business? Because all of this is a learning. It's been some time since you started your cafe. So is there anything in particular or overall that you wish you knew before, before getting into this business?
Yes, there are quite a lot of things. I think the first thing is I wish I knew how the staffing industry works, because in food business, later I realized that this is very normal for people to just quit the job and go. Unlike corporate, you don't have 30 days notice time, you don't have anything. And also, since it's a very small startup, right, I think staffing is a very big problem which I faced after opening the cafe, which I think if I had known earlier, I would have planned it in a much better way. So staffing is definitely something which I should have known earlier. And the second thing is I should have known to be a little better with finances. Like there was a time when the finances were all over the place. I had no clue, what expenses was going for this, what amount, and I was like, I realized I couldn't do it all, and I wish I would have gotten a helper with me to help me do those things. But again, I didn't think I would need one. So I was so confident, I'm going to do it all. I'm going to handle the kitchen part. I'm going to see the bahar ka area. I'm going to do this. But that did not quite happen. And yes, that I should have planned it in a much better way. So these are the two things I wish I should have known earlier.
Great. So thank you, Ms. Priyanka, for giving us some of your time, because we go into different cafes, restaurants, but we never know what's going in the background.
Exactly.
Or what's the story behind starting up a business and all that. So because of you, we got a lot of insights into the journey that your journey, your story, and how you went through different process of starting your cafe, or realizing your dreams. So really thank you. But yeah.
Thank you so much for having me. It was nice talking to you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Really.